begins to glow. Through iron lilies pale and still, your name was carved in sheets of rime along the abbey on the hill. My mourning gloves were lined with ash, my throat with unconfessed goodbye. Yet in the nave of frozen hours, I heard your distant footsteps cry. If silence is a sacred blade, then let it open of a shattered nave. The candles bend, the shadows kneel. A silver frost on the widow's veil, and every prayer begins to believe. Broken stone, with winter stitched into my skin. Your name was carved in marble dust, a sacred wound I carried in. The choir burned behind the walls, like angels surrounding iron flame. I wore the night around my throat and called the dead by your last name. Hear the thunder crown the tower, the blackened roses cry. If love was ever born for ruin, let it rise before I die. I raise my funeral crown to heaven, in the dark where holy vows decay. You are the fire in my ruin, the last red light that would not fade. In this cathedral of longing, I sing where all the faithful break. My heart is draped in storm and sorrow, yet I will love you through the plague. Organ echoes through the rain, a velvet grief, a steel refrain. The raven circled over glass, the moon was pale as dying gold. I tasted ashes on your lips, a dying oath too proud to fold. The altar cracked beneath my hands, the choir rose in grief and frost, and every ghost within these halls remembers what the living lost. Let the heavens tear above us, let the chapel drown in light. I was born to keep your shadow like a blade against the night. I raise my funeral crown to heaven, shadow sleeps inside my name. Snow falls on iron fields where broken standards sway. The moon is pale above the spears of yesterday. A distant bell is trembling through the frost and smoke, as if the dead still whisper through the vows they broke. Winter in my lungs, their names were carved in frozen mud, unspoken on my tongue. The ravens drew their circles where the silent horses lay, and every step I took became a prayer that lost its way. Beneath the weight of shattered oaths, I hear the marching of my soul. Raise the black banner over me tonight. Let it burn against the falling white. If love must die where kingdoms fade, then crown my heart inside the blade. Through bitter winds and scarlet skies, I keep your shadow in my eyes. Raise the black banner, let heaven see. There is no dawn that will not carry me.
Why yes, ascend like morning fire.
Strings weep beneath the drums. Your memory rode beside me in the breath of midnight steel. A phantom hand upon my chest, too cold and sharp to heal. The trumpets of the north were lost inside the gathering storm. Yet in the ruin of the world, your grief became my form. The stars are dim above the slain, but still I call your hidden name. Raise the black banner over me tonight. Let it burn against the of the burning fjord, where the dragon prows were charred, I saw the queen in mail and sable lift a broken battle shard. Snow and cinders whirled around her like two empires in dispute, and every warrior below her held his breath to hear the truth. She had buried sons and brothers in the blue and shattered north, yet she stood as if the mountain itself had taught her how to war.
Raise the flame,
Command the tide,
let the northern dead arise. Queen of the burning fjord, ride through the smoke where grief and glory collide.
let the drums and choirs hammer through the gale, till the frozen sea remembers every wail.
Violins whip through the polar storm.
I followed her across the shoreline, where the shields were split like stars, through the pyres of the oarsmen and the blackened rune-cut spars. When she raised her sword to heaven, even the wolves were still with awe, as if vengeance wore a halo and the storm obeyed her law. Then she turned and spoke my secret, every wound I never named, and the fjord itself went scarlet with the oath that she proclaimed.
Raise the flame, break the night, lead us through the blood-red light.
Queen of the burning fjord, ride through the smoke where grief and glory collide. Let the drums and choirs hammer through the gale, till the frozen sea
Remembers every wail.
No grave can close the northern cry, no frost can teach the brave to die. We carve our mourning into steel and make the shattered heavens kneel. kingdom where the pines are stripped and thin. We carved our names on iron shields before the war could enter in. Your fingers smelled of smoke and cedar, mine of leather, mine of fear. We swore beneath the wolfish evening no retreat would take us here. But dawn arrived in ashen banners and the valley lost its breath. Every horn became a funeral, every oath a road to death. Hold the silence, hold the line in this white and bitter shrine.
Ashen vows at the border snow
Still burn where the fallen rivers go.
If your blood is sealed beneath the frozen plain,
I will wear your name against the storm again. Low strings march with the wind through pines. Drums like distant hearts keep time. I have wandered through the warfields where the crows and standards feed, through the armor split by winter and the saintless frost of need. Yet your scarf remains around my throat, a dark and faithful brand, like a final warmth the dying left inside this ravaged land. So I raise my face to heaven, though the heavens answer slow, and I kiss the rusted spear point where your last tears turn to snow. Hold the silence, hold me fast. Let this northern sorrow last.
ashen vows at the border snow
Still burn where the fallen rivers go.
If your blood is sealed beneath the frozen plain,
I will wear your name against the storm again. No victor sings where widows kneel. No crown can heal what iron sealed. But through the blizzard's veiled command, your ghost still takes me by the hand.
ashen vows at the border snow
Rise dark beneath the aurora's glow.
If your blood is sealed beneath the frozen plain,
I will wear your name against the storm again. White field, black banner, slow, heaven above. The war took the kingdom, not the oath, not the love. Lanterns breathe in amber dust beneath the crypt. The shadows bloom, a trembling gold against the cold. Small fire inside a vaulted tomb. enters low. My sorrow finds a voice of flame. Not all that dies surrenders dust. Some members answer to a name. Ashes in the lantern crypt, glow where all my prayers have slipped. Burn in the hush beneath the stone. Tell the dark I am not alone. Ashes in the lantern crypt, keep my heart in fire script. Gold in the hollow, smoke in the seam. Love is a cinder, cold is a dream. I trace the icons black and thin, the soot upon their silver eyes, and heard the organ far above like thunder dressed in last goodbyes. My hands were stained with resin tears, my lips with old cathedral wine. I fed the coals of memory until their pulse resembled mine. If ruin is a lantern too, then let it cast its tender scar. I will not flee the sacred smoke. It leads me where the lost things are. Ashes in the lantern crypt, glow where all my prayers have slipped. Burn in the hush beneath the stone. Tell the dark I am not alone. Ashes in the lantern crypt, keep my heart in fire script. From the vault a red light trembles, not as wrath but morning grace. I wear the night like incense around me, and meet your absence face to face. Ashes in the lantern crypt, rise through every broken hymn. Make the silence warm and deep, where the buried vigil keeps. Ashes in the lantern crypt, write my love in smoke and grief. One ember survives the stone and teaches darkness how to glow. Crimson light through broken glass, rain like knives on holy stone. Somewhere in the vaulted dark, a heart keeps beating all alone. The chapel sways, the night is warm. The roses withered by the railing, their petals dark with winter rain. I kiss the dust upon your portrait and drink the sacrament of pain. 1,000 candles bowed around me, their gold like fever on the walls. I heard your footsteps in the organ as midnight flooded through the hall. If your voice still haunts the marble, if your tears still haunt the sea, then return through all this thunder, return in blinding ecstasy. Crimson glass and holy violence shatter over me tonight. Let your shadow stain my spirit, let your absence turn to light. In the choir of ruined angels, in the wound beneath my chest, I would drown inside your memory, like a prayer denied its rest. No salvation waits above me, only your unfinished song. In the fracture of the heavens, I have known where I belong. Strike the drums and wake the graveyard, lift the curtain, tear the sky. Love is born in shattered chapels, love is where the martyrs cry. Crimson glass and holy violence burn across the storming dome. Let your phantom be my kingdom, let this ruin be my home. In the choir of ruined angels, I will break and I will shine. For the dark inside your memory has become this heart of mine. Crimson light on broken glass, I kneel where your reflection passed. Blood rose shadows crown the court. The moon hangs red behind the spires. I hear the chains of verdicts ring beneath the choir and funeral fires. They brought me to the throne of thorns in velvet black and silver scars. The floor was painted with old vows, the dome was split by watching stars. Your sentence slept in iron books, their pages red with royal dust. While every string and distant drum turned law itself to grief and lust. Judge me not by daylight morals, judge me by the night I bore. I kept the wound, I kept the roses, I kept returning to your door. Blood, rose, judgment, call my name. becomes a crown, then place it gently on my brow. I will not trade my haunted blood for pale redemption written now. Blood, rose, judgment, call my name. Weigh my heart in scarlet flame. If I must break to tell the truth, let the dark become my proof. Blood, rose, judgment, strike and sing. Crown the pain of everything. Choirs gather in the rafters, strings lash hard across the throne. I am both the plea and sentence, the bloom condemned to ruin. Blood, rose, judgment, seal my fate. Write it on the spire gate. Through red moon dust and iron rain, let my verdict still remain. Blood, rose, judgment, fierce and bright, turn my sorrow into light. The gavel falls like distant drums, and all the roses open numb. Marble corridors are breathing, pale with dust and candle smoke. Somewhere in the hollow silence, one forgotten vow is spoke. I have wandered through the castle where the rain writes down your name on the walls of sleeping chambers, on the glass of every receive me in the chambers of the lost. Love survives at any cost.
Ghosts in marble,
Dimly glowing
in your absence.
I am knowing all the hearts that break in stone still can make the dark a Marble dust and distant thunder. One last shadow on the throne. Scarlet tide on citadel stone. The storm arrives with iron wings. Above the walls, the red moon kneels, and every shattered turret sings. I ran the ramparts clothed in dusk, my hands around a splintered spear. The battle smoke became a veil, the drums drew devastation near. Your banner snapped against the gale, a wounded star that would not bend, while choirs swelled behind the guns as if the heavens sought an end.
The blood-red surf of war ascends, it beats against the ancient gate. I taste the iron in the rain and call that bitterness my fate. Scarlet tide of the citadel, rise and break where the fallen dwell. Carry my cry through crimson air,
Make this ruin a final prayer.
Scarlet tide of the citadel,
Flood the throne with the burning spell.
red on the granite,
Wind in the flame,
white over thunder.
glory and shame. I saw the dead return in sparks, the helmets bright with funeral dawn. They marched beneath the storm black arch until the last warm light was gone. The strings were lashes in the gale, the kick drum split the heart in two. Yet through the ruin of command, my voice still searched the smoke for you. Kingdoms drown in scarlet waves, then let me drown